Hi, I'm Carrie Dykehouse, independent sales consultant with Norwex, and this is the Safe Haven package. It doesn't look as pretty as the picture in the catalog because I've been using it, but I'm going to just show you a real brief video on how to use each of the products in the Safe Haven package. First up is the dusting mitt, and you can use this wet or dry. I'm going to start it off dry because part of it is that it uses static electricity. So if you need to rejuvenate that static electricity, you can kind of rub it together like that. But you're welcome. I left this nice and dusty purely for the purpose of this demonstration. But you just dust nicely like this, like typical dusting. But the nice thing is that it stays put and it doesn't leave stuff everywhere. And then you can just take this and just shake it out outside. This is not a good place to do it because then I'll have to redo it, but you can just shake it out outside. And then if it gets very dirty, just wash it with Norwex laundry detergent. No fillers in the laundry detergent, and then you can no bleach and no fabric softener, and then put it in the dryer with dryer balls. Aren't you glad you don't have to look at my face through this demonstration? Here's another fine dusting specimen for you. You're welcome. Every once in a while on this particular, on our piano, the dust kind of gets in the corners, and then even the static electricity, it just kind of gets caught in the corners. So what you can do, now be careful, this is our piano. You might want to test in a small space on wood. But what I do is this is just water in the spray bottle, and I just lightly mist the dust mitt, and then use it like normal. And then sometimes it just helps with those corners on certain aspects of dusting if you need a little extra pick-me-up. So you can use it wet or dry. Clearly this is a high budget film as I'm filming myself, but I just want to show you how to use the EnviroCloth and the window cloth. I often use them hand in hand and I feel like a ninja. Wax on, wax off. So almost any surface, I usually use them in conjunction with one another. So for the EnviroCloth, you're just going to get it wet in warm water, just damp, so you can squeeze it out there. And then to get the maximum usage out of it, you fold it so you have 8 spots. This is easier with 2 hands. So I fold it like that, and then I always start kind of top to bottom in my bathrooms and such, and I'll just wipe the mirror wet, and then I follow it. This is cooler, 2 hands. And then I just follow it with the window cloth, folded in the same way. And it leaves a nice streak-free shine without having to use any sprays. Now, if you want to, you can also use the window cloth by just spraying with water and then just going back behind it with the window cloth. But what I like is to use the EnviroCloth to get off the stuff and the window cloth to polish. But you can't. There are 2 main ways that you can use it. And then I just move down to the sink area and I just clean it off first. Oops, my fabulous folding fell apart, but that way you can use all the different surfaces. Can you tell I'm a professional videotaper? I clearly can't walk and chew gum at the same time. And you just clean the whole surface just with water. The EnviroCloth does such a good job at just picking up everything in its path. And then I follow even this with the window cloth because it just shines that up so nicely, and then it just looks so good afterwards. And so I do my whole countertops too, followed by the window cloth. And I even use the same cloth and I move over and do the toilet and all the parts of the toilet. And then this is the nice part, especially in the winter, how sometimes there's some pieces left behind, like some lint, and this just does a great job of getting that all off, and it looks really nice. Next up in the Safe Haven package, I'm going to show you how to use the cleaning paste and the spear sponge. You can use the cleaning paste with the EnviroCloth, or you could use the spear sponge just with water. I just tend to use them together, or instead of this, sometimes I'll use the kitchen scrub cloth, but this is what comes with the Safe Haven package, which it works wonderful as well. Your cleaning paste will be one solid surface when you first get it. Mine's been used for a while. It does last a long time, and it's okay that it's broken up a little bit. It should be hard. That's the way that it's intended to be. So you just get the sponge wet with warm water, squeeze it out, and then you just dip it in and just kind of rub it against the side so that you get some of the paste like this. And then I'm going to use it on this hard water spots in this shower. I don't know whose shower this is, but we won't embarrass them, will we? Okay. So I'm just going to go on the inside here. It'll be hard to see at the beginning, but I'll show you the end. And then you just scrub with the paste. I'll do it over here on top of that. That's easier to see. Do it over with the paste. And the longer it's been on here, the longer you're going to have to scrub, and you may need to do this a couple times. The descaler is also helpful with this if it's really built up. And then I'm going to follow it, wipe it off with the EnviroCloth. And then just for that extra polish, I like to finish with the window cloth, especially on glass. And then you can see already there how much better it is. And then if I close it, you can see how much better it is there too. Kind of harder to see, I guess, on that side. But it is a lot better than down here. So that's the spear sponge. The spear sponge and the cleaning paste are also great in the kitchen. This is my glass countertop. You might want to, stovetop, you might want to do it on an inconspicuous space first to start. But it does a really good job with those side pieces. The cleaning paste is also great at getting Sharpie off of stuff, or if you need to gently use it on the wall, you can do that. It's also really great on the inside part. Here, I'll show you that part too. Oh, that's burnt on apple pie, but so it'll take a little bit more scrub than my one hand maybe can do. I'll just get part of it. And then again, I follow it up with the EnviroCloth and just do one white. Doesn't that do a nice job? And then on the top too, I got a whole bunch of pieces, so you don't want to see my messy. One-handed, it's hard. And then you can follow it up with the window cloth, and here too I just made more of a mess, but it does really well. And then clearly if I spent more time on it, it would look a lot better than that. So that's some of the ways that I like to use the cleaning paste. It's a great all-purpose cleaner for a lot of different areas. Okie dokie, next up is the kitchen cloth and the kitchen towel. I apologize, this has been used. It kind of needs to go in the laundry, but that's okay. It still works, and I'll still show it to you. So, oh, that's super dirty. But anyway, kitchen cloth, the reason that it's different than the EnviroCloth is that it has these ridges on it, which I think is helpful for getting crumbs off of the counters and stuff. So I use this. Ew, this would have been nice to clean that stuff up first. So I use this as a general wipe up of counters, just kind of for every day, or on the kids' hands or faces, that sort of thing. You do want to just kind of use it with water. You don't want to use soaps, especially ones with fillers. So if you wanted to use some Norwex dish detergent with it, you could do that. But if you're going to wash dishes with it, I do recommend something else to wash dishes. But if you are, just use water. Try not to use the other stuff. Otherwise, it just kind of gets clogged up. So I just use this for every day and try to keep it more for like faces and counters and that sort of thing. And then the towel too, I pulled out this because I really like it on my glass pot lids to dry it, and it just does a really nice job of getting a streak-free shine, and it absorbs a lot. You can do a lot of dishes with this. Not that we want to do a lot of dishes, but you know, it happens. So you do a lot of dishes with it, and this would look so much prettier if I did it with two hands. Someday I'll invest in a 6-year-old to at least take it with. Now you got that in the way. Anyway, it does a really nice job. Nicer with two hands. But it cleans those really well. And then the kitchen towel I just use to dry my dishes, sometimes to dry my hands. I do have the chenille hand towel now too, which I love. And so I use this mainly for my dishes and for soaking up spills on the floor and that sort of thing. But it's just your general kitchen towel, except so much more absorbent, and again those ridges to match the kitchen cloth does a great job. So just keep it away from fillers, and then when you wash them with the Norwex laundry detergent and no fabric softeners and no bleach, and then dry with dryer balls, no dryer sheets. Speaking of the laundry detergent, I rarely use a full scoop. I usually use about a teaspoon for an HE, which looks a little bit like that. That might even be a little bit much, but you just kind of have to play with it based on your machine and your water. And I just put it right in. Now, if you're having any trouble with it not going in the dispenser very well, it doesn't disperse, you might have to shake it up in some warm water, and then it will dissolve and use it kind of as a liquid. So you can try that as well. And then you just put it in and use it as normal, and it works great. And this is what we recommend for cleaning the cloths. But then I'm also going to show you a couple ways that I love to use this that has nothing to do with laundry. One of the other ways I like to use the laundry detergent is when my sink gets a little dingy like this. Some of you might say, that's a lot dingy. Fine. Is I fill it with warm water, and then I should have showed you that, but it was about the same as I put in the laundry, about a teaspoon. And I just put it in there and let it dissolve, and sometimes I'll do it overnight. Come back the next morning and I'll just kind of scrub it with a spear sponge or something like that with some grit, and it just kind of wipes right off. It looks so much better in the morning. So sometimes I just let it soak. Sometimes I'll soak my cloths in there if they're starting to get dingy, or they're starting to stink at all or not hold moisture as much. Then sometimes I'll soak it in that before I wash it, and then it works so great. I'll also use the laundry detergent diluted. This is kind of pre-diluted. It's about a teaspoon to like a cup, roughly. It's not hugely important. And then I'll just spray it on the carpet, or sometimes onto other stains, but it works really well on carpet. Sometimes just the EnviroCloth alone is great on carpet stains. It's always worth a shot to do that first. But then I just take the EnviroCloth and I go over it like that, and it does such a great job. I've gotten raspberries out of carpet with that before, and the EnviroCloth was great, but adding the diluted laundry detergent just made it come up so nicely. So who'd have thunk? An EnviroCloth on carpet. But that's one of my newest things that I've learned that has done such a great job. And that was an old one too, so it's a little damp yet, but I think it works so great. Okay, last but not least are the body cloths, and you get a pack of 3 of them in the Safe Haven package, and they're meant to be used for one person for a week, so you wash them after a couple of days. You can also delay the time that you actually put them in the wash machine by using some of the Norwex dishwashing liquid, and then hang them to dry. And I just hang them in my shower, and they work great. If you have sensitive or a dry skin, you'll want to get it wet and kind of keep it wet in warm water. And then if you want some extra exfoliation, or you have more on the oily side of skin, then you'll want to wring it out. So I tend to wring it out. But again, if you have sensitive or dry skin, dry skin, then you'll want to keep it more wet. So then I just use it on my face, and it works great to take off my makeup. I can get my mascara off with it. And then I'm